Okay, hi everybody. We're going to try something a little bit different today, and we're going to stream an OCS game. So we'll see how this goes. I usually encounter OCS games with a certain amount of anxiety, and this game will be no different. Particularly because I've started the month 3-0. So you should, I should look at that and say I've got nothing to lose, but I don't. So we'll see how we go. QMC versus Thrawn is, Thrawn's kind of the big bad in the meta at the moment. And I think good player versus good player, Thrawn wins this every time. So we'll see what I can do here. But my approach to Thrawn tends to be to try and stay alive in space for a little bit, which we've got some pieces there that will help. We've got some nice pieces for a cheap flip there as well, if we want to do that. He's going to go to Bespin, turn 1, and start to hurt me early. And what I need to do is get my flip set up and then stay alive in space, get Watering Hole. Celebration's not going to really be on the cards here. Get Watering Hole set up and then try to go wide and catch up in the damage race. It could be quite a long game. It's nice that I've got those I've got the wild card and the Han-Chewy Falcon, which means I can get a space beat down in if he goes too wide and leaves himself vulnerable. I don't have the alternative to fighting, which would be more useful. So I might need to do a quick flip here. But I've got to be super careful with the Outrider. I probably would be better actually just waiting and wearing the extra force. And what I mean by that is, I suppose, is not going with Hark turn 1. Because even if I got Hark out, I won't have enough force to back him up with anything. Even if I deployed him to Bestman and moved over. So that's not really on the cards. I don't even have anything to sort of be able to. I couldn't survive in space. I don't have a Hoojix. It would be game there. So it's probably going to be a get a side out, get Hark and ship into hand, and then not do a ton else. Oh, interesting. Okay. So he's going to Kashyyyk early, which is not usual for Thrawn, but it's okay. Okay, and he's got the 2/2 out early as well. So, it doesn't really make a difference. Like, it doesn't really make a difference because he's got alert. It doesn't mean that I'm now going to sprint. I've got 11 force though, so that's the only consideration is I actually can get. That's interesting. I might risk that. I might risk the speed of that because Hark is 1 and the Overseer is 1, so that's 2. So that means I could flip and start digging for stuff, and I've got the barrier. Now the only thing is going to be, do I overextend my hand if I do that? It's about 11. So 2, 8, 9 for the sight. I can barrier 1 and then dig. I might play this one aggressively and see what happens. So he's going to go get lost in space with Fanfare, which, sure, I guess. I've got the path, so I can do the only risk with that is he's got 13 force and 9 cards in hand. With the Yox gets, that's probably that's a risk too far. Even with the one, actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to hide one of the Oscars and leave one of the Oscars to drain at a -1 site, and then pull battle plan. So we'll get a site first, and we'll get the risky site, which is a shame. Didn't really want to do that. There's watering hole. Celebrations we're not worried about. There's the other ship. So there's probably a stack of characters in reserve, in force pile, sorry. So what we'll do is we'll risk this. Now it does run my hand down lower than I want it to be, if I'm honest. So we'll deploy over here. Oh, well, that was silly. Let's see if he lets me take that back, because I can't deploy 2 Yock skids because it's unique, because that's silly. If he doesn't let the revert go, that's fine. Should always say thank you. You know what? I'm actually going to put I think I'm going to put the Yock skid down anyway and dare him. I'm going to play battle plan. Let's see what he does, because he can either go after the Yock skid. There's a Jar Jar that's maybe a little bit useful later in game. He can either go after the Yock skid, or he can go after me in space. If he goes after me in space, then I barrier the ship. I always forget what to give up. A 4 excludes a character from battle. 0 to 2 is immunity to attrition. I don't really want to lose characters. I don't really want to lose any of that. Excluding the character could be very bad. What does he need to flip? Flip this card if Thrawn at a battleground and 2 artwork cards. That's fine. Yeah, excluding a character could be very, very bad. So that means that I probably will lose Leia. That's not great. Computer interface is fine. He's down to 12 force. I'm guessing he's going to drop a ship here. He shielded for Ozzel, didn't he? So he's probably going to come. Oh, okay. There's Palpatine. Yep. That's fine. He's training for 2. 6 force for that. And Tarkin. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. He's used all of his force to do that. That's kind of okay. I kind of like to get a Hoojix and go a bit wider. I've just got to be careful. If he's not going to come at me, I could even load up Bespin and celebrate and do this the traditional way. He's given me 16 force to play with, and I'll be able to choose from that group. So he's now doing 5 damage next turn though. And this is the thing with QMC is you're going to come under a lot of early pressure, aren't you? That's normal. So we're drained for 1. The thing I found with Thrawn is that it feels like it puts a lot of cards on the table. I'm happy to be completely wrong on that. Okay, he's lost a ship. That's good. We like to see that. Now, next turn, so let's be clear about this again, because the purpose of these videos is for me to think through what I'm doing. Right? Both of those sites achieve the same thing. my Hoojiks, my two of my alternatives for fighting. There's my Hoojiks. So I probably want alternatives, and I'll go to the ground. This site is probably where I want to go with. I don't need a shed load more force. Shed load being the Australian operative word there. Come on, internets. To the left of that. So what do I want to grab? Alternatives if I can get it. If not, probably something like Maz. It's going to have to be Jar Jar, isn't it? Ideally, I would have had Jar Jar for going to his O2, but that basically saved me a force. So let's flip. Let's flip for 2. This feels too risky. What do we have? The barrier. I wonder whether I celebrate and start to balance out some of that early damage. Draw a couple and try to draw into watering hole and then go wide. I feel like I probably need another defensive card though. So like another barrier to help out and draw into some of this. I can draw into some of that stuff though. Which I will, I think. Now, of course, he could just be playing Masterful Move. He's got 7 cards in hand and a lot of force. I'm going to save the wild card. Let's get this docking bay out as well. No, there's no docking bay. That was silly. That was silly. You can have a look at what's in my reserve deck. Good players punish you for that kind of stuff. So he's doing 5 next turn to my 3, but I'm hypothetically celebrating 2. But he's got a decision to make, I suppose, about. I think I should probably hide one of these guys. Let's hide the Yoxkit there for now, and just there it is. That's good. Now we need aliens. Ideally, we need Maz. Catwall. Menace is not that useful to us. Lando could be useful to us. Okay. Now I'm feeling a bit better. There we go. So I can start to get somewhere now, I think. Let's see what he does. Not a ton of force drain bonuses in this deck. So again, I'm running the risk here with an exclude, which I don't like. He's going to drain for 2, and there's nothing really in that hand that I want to lose. So we'll Russian roulette it a little bit. What? That's a high destiny card, guys. So I'm expecting him to either come after, I mean, he's got 18 force and 7 cards in hand, and I know that he's got a pilot, but depends whether or not the vengeance. See, my knowledge of matching pilots is terrible. I'm just peeling characters here. There goes a Maz, that's disappointing. So I don't know. He'll be running obviously at least one more ship. The Yoda could be really handy if he decides to come with the Chimera to Bespin. Okay, so there's a flip. That's fine. I've got the 3 there representing alternatives as well. There's Price, so he'll be able to start pulling cards from his reserve deck. He's doing 5 to my 3. So he's got laser cannons. He's got an image, which is no good to him. Kessel. Okay. Bummer if I go down to Lothal. So he's going to drop Kessel. Got the 1 extra sight in my reserve deck as well. This feels possibly winnable. Okay, he's not done anything. Okay. So I've got a Gungan. 1, 2, 3. And a Hoojix, and a couple of barriers, and a path. Just saying. I'll take a card. None of those are really what I wanted. I want Maz. So I think I just this turn want to go big with Watering Hole and then see what happens from there. He has a lot of force. Okay, he has 27 force next turn. He's activating his whole reserve deck, so that's a concern. That's a big concern. So there's Maz. Is there anything better that I'd want to take? In my head, no. There's there's more evasion cards as well, obviously. Force Drain. He's got the Secret Plan shield out. Force Drain for 1. Have to retrieve a droid. It's not going to happen. So Choke Vader is a concern. In terms of how much ground his deck runs. And obviously, interesting that he didn't block the drain there. He didn't pay to block the drain. He's got 8 force there. Didn't block it. Fair enough. Okay, so let's try to do something here, right? Force Drain for 0. Okay, so we go Watering Hole. He can exclude, which is bad. So down goes Maz. Arcona. There's a docking bay. Get the docking bay out of there, get another side out. Go to the other end. See how I'm going. Not up yet. I'm gonna again, play this probably super risky. And put the Arcona down there. Force him to try and put out a lot of these fires. Now I know I can react away with him. I know I can't path. Which is Isla. 5. 5 is a lot. Go to space with a Ketwall. For 3. 5. Really want to make sure that I've got enough there. So 5, 9, 10 move across. Feels tempting as well. Lando go down. Or am I being greedy now? Feel like I might be being a bit greedy. But at the same time, I've got to keep watering holes switched on. I've got he's all right. So I've got 2 barriers, 2 paths. 1, 2, 3. I'm also potentially going to retrieve a couple as well. So it certainly puts the pressure on him to do stuff, right? So 1 for a barrier. If it gets grabbed, I never get that right. I never get the calculation for allegations right. Let's see what he does. He's going to have to think about how many he activates. I've left 1 at each of the sites because if he excludes, then it kills the valve. So 5. Okay. 5, huh? There goes Ray. Now I'll grab a card, so he's down to 4. I'm hopefully putting some pressure on him to be able to get a couple of big drains in. Command. I'll leave that because I want to grab if he's got Masterful. There's Moddy, so he's possibly going to come at me in space, which I don't mind. If he's using his force to go to space, that's okay. Drain for 2 more. There's a path. There goes the other celebration. So 17 to 21, 22. So I'm quite a ways behind. But that's how QMC goes. Okay, he's going to get Mara. Wonder who he's going to go after. Yeah. So that's the general's one. I'm less worried about that in this situation. I thought it was going to be the walker's one. So there we go. Yeah. Okay. 13 force. Probably could have just pathed there. Could I? Let's double check. Interior mobile site. Okay, so he's grabbed that. So now I want the other barrier for the ship. Is it interior mobile? It's not a mobile site. What am I talking about? It's an interior planet site. This is why I'm bad at Star Wars cards. I'm not going to be better at Star Wars Unlimited, but we'll see how that goes as well. Got a 256 person. There's Vader. So we'll see if there's that extra site. Thank you very much. Let's run to that. Now he's going to cancel that text, isn't he? So I'll barrier you as well. Because he's only got 5 force now. Intrigued to what he's going to do here. Particularly if he moves the Chimera in front and I've got the wild card and the Yoda. Because the 2 Destiny to power mean that this could be useful. He's used too much. I guess he's kind of used too much force there, right? Because I can now drain for 2, 4, 5, celebrate for 3. It's a good turn. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I could be completely misreading this. Yep. So I presume he's going to try and come over to Bespin now. Ozzel forfeits for 5. So that's useful. I'm immune less than 6. He can exclude Hark though. Can he exclude if he's got to, if a battle was just initiated? Yeah, so that's not great. But I still the destiny to power. Less than 4 is not awesome. So here we are. So I'll probably dig for a smuggler. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I just concede space and go to 2 systems and try to beat him in a drain race and don't worry about the celebrating. $22 to 16, so that's all I'm doing. Thing is, yeah, okay. I've got 1 destiny to power. 3, 5. So I can have more power than him, and I can add a pilot. What do I want to do here? So he's at 19. He's got 12 in hand. He's probably got one, if not two more Star Destroyers. So he's going to be able to kick me off. My pathway to victory here is not through retrieving. It's by doing a massive draining. There's dash. Forcing him to go around me. Okay, he's going to activate one. It's fine. Okay. Maybe even just the immune to attrition Yoda draining for 2 there is better. Is that an interior sight? No. So he can come down with a walker, which is a bummer. Yeah. I think I got to go wide. Do I lose one to drain for 1 and then retrieve it back? That seems silly. KFC, pardon me, or alternatives, and stay alive in space and be able to move away, I think. All right. Start off with retrieval. I presume that a walker is going to jump on Isla's head, moving there, which is, a bummer. Okay, he lost a ship from hand. That's interesting. And he's lost I Last I too from hand. I mean, I'd definitely be using I've Lost R2 on like Hark, personally, but that's just me. Okay. Palpy goes from hand. So I'll move the Arcona across. The other thing about the path is that I could have retrieved for 4, so maybe that was a bit dumb, but we'll see. All right, so what do we got to play with? 3, 5, 8. That's not good, because that means, okay, so I'm gonna have to, maybe I don't go with the ship, maybe I go with the Yoda. The 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That still leaves me 1 short. So I'm going to use 2 to move these 2 away and threaten drains in space. I've got to use 2. I've got to use 3. So I'm down to 8 force. I'm actually down to 5 force. So hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I've got 4 force to play with. I'm tempted to throw the wild card out by itself and just go stupid wide and see what he does. Because he's not going to have more than 1 ship. Particularly because he's just lost the shuttle. you running 5 ships? Probably not. Let's see what happens here. Where can I run to? 6 to 6. All right. So I've got the alternatives. And the 2 paths. Let's see what he does. Oh boy. So he's doing 3, 4, 5, 6 this turn. So it's starting to get a bit squeaky. The losing the I've lost R2 is kind of weird to me. But let's see what he does. I'll probably lose the Yoxget at this point. Yeah. I think I'm going to B3 and 1. Yep. It gets to one of the 4. The other thing is, I suppose, once I lose this alternatives to fighting, I now don't have, because I don't have celebration, I don't have any other way of getting it out of Lost Ball. So what's it, 27 to 25 now. So he blocks that. He blocks one of these with a ship. He blocks that there. He blocks that there. And I'm down to 5, right? I don't want to fight. Got Yoda. This is one of those games that I think there's another barrier that would have been really useful. Well, I mean, it would have been useful. I'm paying 7 million force for it. I think a good QMC player would win this. So I'll be interested as to the mistakes that I've made. What's cost me? Did I go aggressive fast enough when he went to Kashyyyk? Let's see what he does. I'm also claiming that I've lost the game, and it's 23, 34. Was it 18, 24 to 20? And I'm hypothetically threatening a drain of what? Something stupid. Yeah, okay. This will bring out the Hoojiks. Yep. It does mean that he can only block one of my drains in space, which is not a bad thing. I presume he's going to remember to pop resistance in a minute as well. But even then, so he'll move Vader there. He may even block Jar Jar. I've got the 2 paths for Cloud City. Yep. Okay. Mhm. Oh no, my immunity to attrition. Hmm. Yeah, there's not really anything to be done here, is there? I don't think. It's not a mobile site. Just double checking. Woof. Can I draw a 12? No, I cannot. But I can get an alien. Useful. 9. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That gives me options. Because I didn't have to burn my Hugix. So I can now go white again without being quite so scared. Speaking of being scared, I'm wondering if my internet's about to drop out. So he's got 5 force. He can block 1, 2, 3 drains. And this is where I just need to squeeze him and try and hang on. Okay, so who's he going to move and where? And can I draw multiple Balladostinies if he does something silly? But he can exclude a character, so this is the challenge, right? Yep. So that was the easy one. That is a slightly more surprising. Oh, okay, he's going to move Mara over there. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. And presumably the ship to cover one of the drains. Could always, yeah, there we go. That makes sense. All right. All right. So what are we doing? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm digging for a card. What am I digging for? I'm gonna move and go wide and go wide again. I wonder if I block that drain with Yoder. Okay, there's resistance with Yoder. Do I retrieve or do I ping? Do I retrieve or do I ping? They both get destinies. I'll take fingering. Okay, he's once again not left enough force to. Oh, where's that drain of 1? Oh, this could be bad. What happened to my watering hole? I'm gonna learn things. Do I really? Oh, I've only really. Oh, okay, that's bad. Clearly. Okay, that's not good. So now I definitely need to get aliens out. Now I'm in big trouble. Didn't realize that. Obviously, clearly didn't realize that Isla was the last alien that I needed. So let's get some aliens on the table. But I think that turn might cost me the game. I keep saying that it's going to cost me the game, but that turn actually might cost me the game. Oh, that's a bummer. Man, that's a killer. Really? 1, 2, 3. Guess I don't have that many characters on the table. Come on, mate. Let's go, let's go. Now I've got to worry about he's going to do 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm going to struggle to stay in this game now. So I've just got to be a bit silly, I think. Okay. So he'll move. Going to pay 1 to move Hark, 1 to move Arcona is 2, 3. Da 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 da. Not really much else I can do, I don't think. Not really. I don't think. All right. Trying to think whether or not. So I can't. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wear this in the face, I think, because even if I deployed Yoda or something like that, I won't have enough force to move anybody. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see if he does any shenanigans here with Gravity Shadow, which is what I'm expecting. No. Okay. So I'll get our force back there. And I guess I can, yeah. Stop, am I at least, yeah. All right. Well, let's, wear this and see how tough we can, how far we can go. Trying to think of the turn where I lost the game. I feel like the move to Bespin and the choice of battling into that or not battling into that was quite pivotal. Considering that he doesn't appear to have come with any ships post that. But okay, Sarah. He's got 9 force. It's probably enough for one character. Again, he's blocking. He's going to be able to block 1, 2, 3 of my drones. Hypothetically 4. And that just doesn't leave me doing enough damage. This is what learning the game's about. Oh dear. I was going to try and get a second game in tonight, but I don't think I will. I've got 8 games to go for the month though, so I do need to hustle. I say I do need to hustle. There's plenty of month left. So 14, 20 to 16. 14, 13, 11, 10. I'm just thinking about not losing characters that could potentially switch watering hole back on if I lose them. Because all he really needs to do is battle in, right? Yeah. All right. Got one path, got one alternatives, got a couple of characters. I'm not going to be able to deploy Yoda very, very soon. Yeah. It's just very strong, Thrawn. It's just a very strong deck, isn't it? Let's play this out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what he does. So it's 10 to 20. I assume he's going after fingering Dan. That's what I would be doing. Because then I switch off watering hole again. Interesting. Not what I would have done, personally. Okay, so he's going to move some dudes. Yeah, like, I'll move figuring across. He'll try to trample. But I'll just go with an alien somewhere else to make sure that even if that happens, I keep watering hole switched on. Let's see if we can get him down. So what is he at? He's at 20. Is he 12, 14? He's at 19. I wonder if I can get him down to single figures or less. How close can we keep this? Because next turn he's going to be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of unfair to play match play against people who, when they don't realize they're playing match play. Okay. The lack of extra space in this Thrawn deck is surprising. So what are we doing? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 net. I don't really want to take a card out of my reserve deck at this point, because I want to be able to deploy one. Now, this is one of those times where I wonder if I do path to drain for 2 and really put the pressure on him. Let's see. Let's think about that for a second. Got time. Let's do these one by one. Okay. Because whether I path depends on whether or not I think he's got something in hand. I've got the Hoojiks. Down to 2 in hand. Pardon me. This could be surprisingly close. Much closer than it probably should be. What I should have done there is pathed, then then retrieved and retrieved the path, and then got it back again. He's got one card in hand. Okay. He's at 12. He's at 10. To my 11. So I've just got to get rid of 8 of his cards next turn. He says, I need to keep. So he can. Let's maths this out. Okay. I'm going to move across to there. He's going to drain for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which I'm still in the game. He can block 1 drain, 2 drains, 3 drains. Sorry. Block that. Block that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bummer. How can I generate 1 extra force loss? From here requires 1. Can't. Docking Bay Transit. So what am I at? 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, no. How can I get the 1 extra force loss? There's nowhere really to do it. Unless there's another path in here, which there is. That's what we do. How much does he deploy for? 3. Two. I wonder if I've just cost myself the game, though. I wonder if I made that calculation to 7. And now he's doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sean. Hang on. I've got 6. I've got 9. What am I talking about? This is what happens to my brain. Unless does he have a trample? If he has a trample, then I'm in big trouble. But there's nothing I can do about that. There's 1 Hujix there. That drain of 1 is fine. It's going to be what it's going to be, I think. If he can't have a trample. He's got no cards in hand. What are we talking about? All right, so he blocks a drain there, drain there. That drain, 1 drain. Oh, look, it's going to be what it's going to be. I've either got the maths right or I haven't. Need to hold on to the path. Have that. Oh, I need to hold on to the Hujix too. Yipes. 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. I think, again, there's a way that I could have mathed this out. But I do not have the mathing capabilities. but I'll have gone close. I think I'll lose by 1. Say drain, block, block. Unless he's got, well, I'm not going to talk about the trample again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Bummer. Yeah. To be expected. In retrospect, I wish I hadn't have. Oh, now that was a dumb mistake. He activated his entire reserve deck, and I didn't recognize that I should have lost the Hujix instead of the path. Oh, okay. Well, he's blocking enough drains now anyway. All right. I don't know if the path would have made the difference, to be honest. So it blocks that. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lose by 3. Well, I wanted to get it down. There was one point where I said I wanted to get it down to like single digits, and I've done that, which is not nothing, I guess. Yeah. How do I want to die? Do I want to retrieve an extra one and get drained out anyway? Do I want to move? Doesn't really matter. Let that one slip, guys. Let that one slip, I reckon. But, you know, these are lessons we learn. Okay. So there we go. 3 and 1. Probably, yeah. Lot to take away from that one. I think the battle in space was probably pivotal, but again, I was worried about him coming with more space. I think there was definitely a lot of that late game stuff, moving around. And that was a fun game. A lot of the space, sort of the stuff later game, like the last few turns, not, I suppose, some of the self-defeating talk, but also being able to move my resources in the right places to get enough. You know, like in retrospect, the turn. So you look, he's got 3 force left. The turn where I didn't realize that I didn't have watering hole switched on. That's the game, right? Like these are the margins that we're dealing with. So stuff like that. You know, putting down another character would have been great. So anyway, I'm gonna finish chatting here, but hopefully thanks for watching the stream, and hopefully I'll do another one soon. Thanks very much.